The conference room is soul-crushingly beige. You can practically taste the stale coffee and quiet desperation in the air. At the head of a long, polished table, Mr. Abernathy, a senior VP with the charisma of a dial tone, drones on. And so, by actioning our key learnings and leveraging a robust, forward-thinking paradigm, we can synergize our Q3 deliverables and really move the needle on our core KPIs. It's all about scalable, dynamic, best practice solutions. At the far end sits Maya, 21, bright but terminally bored. She's the intern. Her official title is Special Projects Coordinator, which is corporate speak for the one who gets the projects nobody else wants. Today's special project? Organizing a pile of legacy archives from the sub-basement. The archives, a stack of dusty, rolled-up scrolls, sit right next to her. She idly picks one up, figuring it's just last century's version of a TPS report. The parchment is brittle, covered in an elegant, spidery script that seems to shimmer. To keep from falling asleep, she starts reading it under her breath, a low murmur buried under Abernathy's corporate sermon. Lorem ipsum synergia, ad astra scalabilitas, profitorium ex calamitate. Wow, just old-school corporate jargon. Figures. As she says the last word, the overhead fluorescent lights flicker violently. A low, guttural hum vibrates through the entire room. Mr. Abernathy pauses his sermon, annoyed. He squints down the table, not even bothering to look up from his phone. Maya, can we hold the theatrics until after the Q3 projections? Some of us are trying to circle the wagons here. Maya freezes, dropping the scroll like it burned her. The humming stops. The lights stabilize. A few heads turn her way but quickly lose interest. It is, after all, just another meeting. Maya forces a tight-lipped smile and nods, her heart hammering against her ribs. Just a power surge. It had to be. She scoots her chair away from the pile of scrolls. Now, as I was saying, we need to think outside the box. What's our North Star? Behind him, the projector screen, which had been displaying a bewildering pie chart, suddenly flashes. The chart dissolves, replaced by a swirling, inky vortex. From its depths, a single glowing red eye blinks open. Brenda, a middle manager whose entire personality is passive aggression, taps her pen on her notepad, her eyes still glued to her laptop. Abernathy, if this is another one of IT's immersive brand experiences, I'm not sure it's landing. The color palette feels a bit off-brand for our Q3 messaging. The vortex widens. A clawed, shadowy hand snakes out of the screen, reaching right into the room. It flexes its talons, dripping a black, goopy eye substance onto the beige carpet. Maya just stares, horrified. She glances down at the scroll she was reading. The title, now glowing faintly, is unmistakable. The Unsealing of the Endless Night, a Prophecy. Oh no, this wasn't a legacy archive. This was a legacy apocalypse. And she, Maya the intern, had just kicked it off during the quarterly earnings call. With a wet schlorp, the claw snaps back into the portal. The screen returns to the pie chart. Mr. Abernathy, completely oblivious, clears his throat. Right. Moving on. Brenda, what's the status on the Q3 productivity reports? Brenda's eyes narrow, and for a second they have a predatory gleam that wasn't there before. Actually, I've been exploring a new, more direct methodology for enhancing team output. We need to optimize our human capital, drain the inefficiencies. As she speaks, a faint sickly green light glows around her. Dave, from accounting, who is sitting next to her, suddenly slumps in. His chair, his face pale and slack. Brenda, on the other hand, looks revitalized. She's become a literal soul-sucking middle manager, feeling much more aligned already. Dave, let's circle back later and touch base on your deliverables. You look a little de-scoped. Maya watches, stunned. Her phone buzzes. It's an IT notification. Ticket, Jabra 7 Sun 742. Closed. User reported demonic entity in conference room projector. Resolution. Have you tried turning it off and on again? She looks toward the server room. Kevin, the only IT guy, hasn't been seen all morning. Another notification pops up, this time a system-wide alert. System alert. Error 666. Help desk offline. The gatekeeper is the key. Feed the machine. Maya's blood runs cold. In the corner, the office printer whirs to life and spits out a single sheet of paper. Trembling, She walks over and picks it up. It's not a report. It's one sentence in a blood-red font. Paper jam. Insert blood sacrifice to continue. This is fine, Maya mutters, a hysterical giggle escaping her lips. Totally normal internship experience. She has to fix this. Her first instinct, honed by 3 months of corporate conditioning, is to delegate. She marches over to Brenda. Brenda, I think there's a slight operational issue we need to flag. It seems I may have inadvertently initiated a minor eschatological event. I'm thinking we form a tiger team, blue sky some solutions, and... Brenda's eyes glow with that sickly green light again. She leans in, her voice a low hiss. Maya, I appreciate you trying to take ownership, but did you fill out a problem initiation form P38B? We can't just launch unbudgeted apocalypse aversion projects without the proper approvals. It's not in the Q3 roadmap. Let's put a pin in it and revisit during the Q4 planning session. Brenda turns away, leaving Maya standing there, aghast. The world was going to end because of bureaucracy. Fine. She started this. She had to finish it. She glances at the scroll. There has to be a way to reverse it. One line stands out. When the endless night is unleashed, only the synergizer, born of the convergence of realms, may be placated by the ultimate offering of mundanity. The synergizer? An offering of mundanity? What could that possibly mean? A scream cuts through her thoughts. The office coffee machine is shuddering. Its little screen, which usually says "Enjoy your coffee," now reads, "Suffer, mortals." It begins to spew a thick black sludge that smells of brimstone and burnt espresso, which congeals on the floor into small, twitching creatures with staplers for heads and paperclip claws. She has to get to the server room. The alert said, "The gatekeeper is the key." That had to mean Kevin. The server room is in the back of the office, a place usually only entered by IT staff and the truly desperate. As Maya gets closer, the air grows cold. The door, normally locked, is slightly ajar. Inside is a mess of blinking lights and humming servers, but now, ethereal green code is dripping down the server racks like something out of The Matrix. And floating in the center of the room is Kevin, or what's left of him. He's a translucent, shimmering apparition, tethered to the main server by glowing cables of light, his face locked in a silent scream. He's a ghost in the machine. Kevin? Oh my God, what happened to you? Kevin's mouth opens, but all that comes out of a nearby speaker is a burst of static. A message instantly appears on a monitor. Kevin, ran demonic uninstaller.exe without administrator privileges. Fatal error. Soul has been migrated to the cloud. Migrated to the... Kevin, you're a ghost. Can you help me? I read a scroll, and I think I started the apocalypse. Another message flashes on the screen. Kevin, have you tried turning the apocalypse off and on again? That's not helpful. The scroll mentioned a synergizer and an offering of mundanity. What does that mean? Kevin flickers. The lights on the server rack blink frantically. Kevin. Prophecy refers to the CEO, the Chief Eschatological Officer, Mr. Abernathy. He is the vessel. The synergizer is a ritual that will merge our plane with the lower planes of perpetual reorganization. The offering. It's the only thing that can stop it. The most soul-crushingly boring thing in existence. The most boring thing in existence. Her eyes widen. She knows exactly what that is. She's been living it for the past 3 months. Just then, a deep voice booms through the office, coming from everywhere at once. It's Abernathy, but his voice is layered, ancient, and terrifying. Team! A quick mandatory huddle in the main conference room. We're about to initiate the final phase of our cross-platform synergistic realignment. Attendance is crucial for our go-forward strategy. Let's align our visions and achieve total market saturation. Maya looks at Ghost Kevin. He's going to synergize the world into a demonic corporate hellscape, isn't he? Kevin's avatar gives a slow, ghostly nod. Kevin. The ultimate hostile takeover. Maya sprints back to the conference room. It's worse than she thought. The projector screen is now a raging portal. The air crackles with dark energy. All her coworkers are standing like statues, their eyes glazed over, mumbling corporate mantras. Circle back. Low-hanging fruit. Boil the ocean. In the center of the room, Mr. Abernathy floats a few inches off the ground, his suit interwoven with flickering runes. He's holding a glowing red stapler, the legendary stapler of souls. Behold, the dawn of a new era of efficiency. No more siloing. We will break down the walls between worlds. We will streamline all of existence into one cohesive, top-down power structure, with me, your synergizer, as CEO. He raises the stapler, about to slam it down and complete the ritual. Not if I have anything to say about it. She stands in the doorway, holding her company-issued laptop like a shield. Abernathy turns, his eyes like burning embers. The intern. Your disruption is not aligned with our strategic goals. You are redundant. You want the ultimate offering of mundanity? You're about to get it. She plugs her laptop into the projector. The swirling vortex vanishes, replaced by the warm, familiar glow of a PowerPoint slide. The title reads, Q3 Internship Project. Summary: a deep dive into legacy archive organization and cross-departmental workflow optimization. By Maya Jenkins. Abernathy recoils as if he's been physically struck. What is this agonizing banality? Slide 2. Project goals and key performance indicators. As you can see from this Gantt chart, my primary objective was to catalog pre-digital assets in accordance with modern data management protocols. This required significant stakeholder engagement and a full re-evaluation of our pivot tables. She drones on in the most soul-crushing monotone she can manage. The demonic energy in the room starts to fade. The runes on Abernathy's suit flicker out. The stapler's red glow dies. Her co-workers stir, shaking their heads as if waking from a long, terrible dream. No. The mind-numbing jargon. The passive voice. It's too boring. My power! It feeds on chaos, not itemized expense reports. Maya clicks to the final, most powerful slide. It's a single, dense block of text. And in conclusion, my key takeaway is that while the internship provided a valuable opportunity to interface with multiple verticals, going forward, I recommend a more streamlined interdepartmental communication strategy to better facilitate the leveraging of our core competencies. Thank you for your time. Any questions? The room falls silent. The PowerPoint slide glows with an almost holy beige light. Abernathy screams, a sound of pure agony, as the sheer, weaponized boredom of corporate procedure overloads his demonic power. He collapses to the floor, once again just a regular VP. The portal on the screen implodes, leaving the pie chart. The apocalypse is over. The next day, the office is almost normal. Facilities mopped up the sludge monsters, and the printer now only demands expensive brand-name ink cartridges. Maya is called into Brenda's office for her final review. Brenda sits behind her desk, tapping a pen, her usual aura of thinly veiled disappointment fully restored. Maya, let's touch base on your performance. While your presentation during the quarterly meeting was certainly disruptive, I do have some concerns. She slides a form across the desk. A performance improvement plan. You failed to properly document the apocalypse via the approved channels. Your PowerPoint, while effective, was not submitted for brand compliance review. And you resolved a Class 7 end-of-days event without filing a single P38B form. It shows a fundamental lack of respect for process. Maya stares at her, speechless. We need team players, Maya. People who understand that even when you're averting the eternal damnation of all mortal souls, you still need to CC the relevant stakeholders. We won't be extending a full-time offer. We wish you the best in your future endeavors. Maya takes the form, stands, and walks out. As she passes her desk, she grabs the ancient prophecy-laden scroll. On her way out the main doors, she drops it into the outgoing mail bin, addressed to their biggest competitor. Let's see how they handle their next quarterly meeting. And that's a wrap. If you've ever had a job that felt like its own special kind of apocalypse, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe for more. And I have to know, what's the most ridiculous corporate jargon you've ever been forced to listen to? Drop it in the comments below. See you next time.